Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I present to you another LEGO creation. Today's creation is the LEGO AS Val. Now the AS Val is a relative of the VSS Ventores, which is a sort of integrally suppressed sniper rifle, and this is the basically assault rifle version. It doesn't come with a scope or a wood stock. It instead comes with a pistol grip and a folding stock. Now, as always, I'll start where I started building this thing, which is the grip. Now the grip might look a bit familiar because I based it off of my AK grip that I used, but instead of making it 3 studs wide, I made it 4 because, well, 3 studs wide on this receiver looked a bit weird, so I went with a 4 stud wide. Anyways, it's pretty simple grip, nothing much. So moving on, we have the trigger guard area of the trigger. Now, this gun probably looks similar to the AK platform because it basically is, but also isn't. One of the differences is the AK has the fire selector right here. Now this isn't the fire selector for this particular rifle. This is just the safety. The fire selector is down here behind the trigger. Now sadly I did not make it movable. It's fixed in one position because I couldn't find the correct parts to make it turn or move, so I kept it in one position. So yeah, on the real model or most other people's models you've probably seen, this piece here is supposed to be able to swivel from the left to the right or in the middle. I'm not really sure which position means whichever firing mode, but just know that the fire selector is down here instead of up here like the AK. Now, next off, I made the mag well, and this section up here was pretty simple. So yeah, anyways, not much to talk about for this section, so I might as well just move on to the magazine. So here it is, the magazine. Nothing special, has details on the side with tiles and a pathetic attempt at a dummy bullet on top. Why does the magazine look so weird at the top? It's because of the Rock and Lock magazine release. Of course, as you know, the AS Val is a Rock and Lock system, just like the AK, where you rock it in and lock it. Unlike normal or other rifles where you just basically stick the mag in, you have to rock it in. Now of course, the mag well being only 2 studs wide in here, I mean the mag well being 4 studs wide and the magazine being 2 studs wide, and the magazine release area should be about 3 studs wide, so it's a bit hard to make a Rock and Lock magazine release system. So this is what I came up with. Well, only the magazine. The magazine release area should look familiar to some of you because it's a modified version of my different usernames, VSS Ventores. This magazine release is a modified version from my different usernames, VSS Ventores. It's just a minor modification, nothing much. So yeah, anyways, we've already talked about the magazine. And another final look, you have this part here that hinges in here, has a hole in here. I won't try to show you because the camera probably won't pick it up. And this one here goes into this 1 stud wide area, and the Technic piece locks it in. Now this kind of rubber band system you've probably not seen in a while from my builds, because I usually try to hide them inside, but I couldn't do that with this model, so I found a very short and clear rubber band and did this instead. At least it works, I guess. So anyways, I'm gonna put the mag aside and while we're on the subject of the magazine, this gun here is actually chambered in 9x39mm subsonic, and as you know, the AS Val is integrally suppressed, and what that means is it's very quiet. It's about as quiet as those movie guns with the suppressors. Why? Because the subsonic rounds do not go past the sound barrier, or it doesn't because if something moves very fast and goes over a certain speed, it'll produce something called a sonic boom. It's basically just sort of an explosion, and what subsonic rounds do are they go slower than usual bullets. Usual bullets break sound barrier, but subsonic rounds do not. Now, why was the AS Val, or I'll call it AS Val from now, it's way more easier. Anyways, why was the AS Val made this way? Because the Russian military was actually experimenting with a sort of, they wanted a rifle that was quiet but still packed a punch, because usually subsonic rounds or pistol caliber rounds, because usually the very quiet suppressed guns are usually pistol calibers, like pistols or submachine guns, but those don't really pack a punch in terms of breaking armor, so they use 9x39. Now, the pictures of the AS Val that I could find, or videos, are very low quality, well, because it's not really widely produced and you can't really get it outside of Russia. So yeah, the pictures and videos I could find of it were very bad in quality. And sorry about the background noise, it's currently a thunderstorm where I live now. So anyways, moving on. Also, the AS Val is kind of weird in terms of mechanisms, because usually guns like this are hammer fired, which basically just means the bolt pushes the hammer back. It just works like a normal gun that uses a hammer system, but the AS Val doesn't. It uses a striker fired system, and striker fire systems usually are in pistols, like the ever so famous Glock. The Glock uses a striker system, so it doesn't have a hammer. I don't know why they did that. It seems unnecessary, but who knows? I'm not a gun designer. I just like guns a lot. So anyways, fun fact, AS Val, or the Russian name, AS means Automat Specialny. Hopefully I read that correctly. I'm not really good at pronouncing Russian words, so yeah, if I read that wrong, feel free to correct me. Anyways, Automat Specialny means special automatic. That's the literal translation. So yeah, special automatic. It's quite special because there aren't a lot of subsonic guns that are integrally suppressed that are fully automatic. I guess that's their reasoning. And another fun fact that is about this gun, the AS Val started development in 1985 after the VSS Ventures in 1983. So yeah, you can tell that they are related, but still sort of different. But the only difference I can see is the different stock and grip, and other than that, there aren't a lot of differences unless there are mechanical changes, which I do not know. There's not a lot of information about this particular rifle. Anyways, let's move on back to my model. So Here you can see the top area of the dust cover. Now sadly I did not make it removable like my AK, but what's the point? The rubber band is connected to the dust cover, so I wouldn't want to risk taking it out. Anyways, here you go. Here is the takedown button. Just like the AK, you push it down or push it in and you can just pull the dust cover off, but that doesn't happen on my model because of stability reasons. Now I'm gonna flip on to the other side. Now you can see the details on the side. Now most people use 1x4 tiles or 1x3 tiles. I did not. I wanted it to be more curved. There are two reasons I did this. Some people might say it's not as accurate, but I don't really care. One of the reasons is I thought it looked cooler, and the other reason is these pieces are way more tighter than the 1x4 tiles that I use. The 1x4 tiles are very loose for some reason, I don't know. So yeah, here is the handguard. Now this design here, the bracket and the slopes, you probably have seen already if you have watched my videos before. I used this technique on my Car 98K on the sort of internal magazine area, so it had a difference because the entire bottom was built with slopes, and I didn't want it to. I wanted you to notice that there was a difference in there, that it had an internal magazine, sort of just details. Anyways, here is the iron sights. The iron sights is basically just the basic standard AK iron sight design with a bit of variation. So yeah, nothing special. I'll try. Whoops, I hit the stock. And here is the front sight. Nothing special. Built with the bricks with the studs on the side, jumper plates, and a clip. And the trigger is basically the same thing I've been using. It's a, I believe, modified version of my HK 416 trigger. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. So yeah. Anyways, moving on to the stock. Now you can see this, the hinge bricks here. You might think it's able to fold, but sadly it doesn't, because well, I wanted it to be stable and I couldn't really find out a good mechanism for the lock, so I kept it that way. At least it still looks like it's able to fold. Now this stock might look familiar to some of you because it isn't really mine. It's a design from Jim's Lego Guns. He also built an AS Val, which is very beautiful. Anyways, this is his stock, which I sort of modified. It's also just lightly modified. I basically just smoothed it out with tiles, and I modified the butt plate. Here I just added slopes to make it more, make it have more shape. So yeah, that's basically about it for the AS Val. So anyways, the gun, that's all for it essentially. So thanks for watching, and for those of you who are still here, I have a few questions for you. Anyways, some of you might notice that the intro is a bit different. I'm wearing new gloves and I still have the old ones. I just want opinions on the gloves. Do you guys want me to use the new ones or just continue using the old ones? So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.